Same can't be said for my PC. It kind of died from that. In fact, now Steam isn't working. Okay. Don't you worry. Everything's gonna be just fine, I hope. Jeez. Painful. Just hear my PC groaning under the responsibility of all this. Alright. We got video game. Typical. Right at the moment. Well, I've tuned down auto clicker to 20 instead of 100 clicks per second, and I don't know what's causing all that. Jake, conqueror of earth and builder of wood, world-crashing frigates. Not the best GoldenEye level, I'll give it that. Johan's just sabotaging everything. I've had to restart this 3 times now. Maybe I should just sit down and play Virtue's Last Reward. I'm gagging to play that. Alright game, don't fail me this time. What did I even miss? Am I still at war with Serbia? Yeah. Funny, because when I got the blue screen of death, I had this massive, see the little pointer you get in EU4, I had that massive on my screen. It was quite terrifying. Now, let's try that again. Need that technology. And I need to be building that cathedral over in that province there. Now, frigates. The thing is, I want lots of them, not lots of them. Yeah, it was more fun when it gave me tons of them. See how the game just kind of lags there the more that we get building. I wonder why the game lags when you do that. Is it doing some kind of calculations I can't see? Jake, it's going to take you 12 years to make all these boats. Okay, well. It gives us plenty of time to conquer the Ottomans, right? I'm going to slow down that autoclicker even more, because see if we can get something a bit better. Something that doesn't crash my game. That's satisfactory. Put in the boring and boring trade game. Now, let's say you're watching this on a VOD or something. Maybe you want to skip the next few minutes as I just build lots and lots of boats. Building boats is fun. Did somebody suggest that this has something to do with cathedrals? Okay, something to do with cathedrals and boats. The Great Boat Cathedral. I'm losing it. I'll probably play something else once the nuke is dropped, just to take my mind off this. Some Resident Evil, I think. I haven't touched that in a while. Get my boots of liberty strapped on. I wish I had a story to tell whilst I was doing this. What have I been doing lately that's worth talking about? Alright, I'm kind of running low on money here. Yeah, well, that's pretty much us out. The thing is, the more you build of these, the more expensive they get to build, which is a bit of a pain, to be honest. Don't even get me started on galleons. How much is a galleon going to cost me to build? Youcha. Yeah, being over the force limit increases the cost. Oh! It only increases the cost of building more light ships? Is that right? Wow, okay. That's kind of cool. I did not know that. So I can build a bollock ton of galleys. Alright. Well, whatever. We're pretty low on money, and whenever you're low on money, you should always consider raising war taxes. And maybe not playing on 5-speed. So, we still making money? 161. See, that's a bit problematic for me. I don't like just making that. So, what are we gonna do? Gonna add ourselves a little policy, because I want some more durable ships. If I'm building many, I don't want them to just crash to pieces. But that's not quite enough. No, we're gonna need to have a bit of a recruitment act going on just to top things off. And yeah, that should be pretty good. But I'm not really satisfied with that. We need the traders in power. To be honest, we need a bit more dip power to get that there. So I'm going to speed up, and you're going to pretend you didn't hear anything so far. Let's also not pay attention to all these boats being built. For more impact, I should have had those ready, shouldn't I? Good timing. That'll give us a boost to the traders. So the thing is, when you're a real merchant republic, the fleet kind of pays for itself. You better enjoy that money number just going up and up. Enjoy some greater trade efficiency as well. Seducer McCoon said minus 100% naval. No, that's not right. It's more like minus 103% naval. The more ships I build, the more money they make me. Have a enjoy. It is indeed money for the money gods, which is just as well because my troops apparently can't fight to save their lives. So what does this mean? It means we can build an unlimited amount of ships. We have to pay the initial cost, but after that, they pay for themselves. Walrus Custard says, haven't we seen you do this before? Well, I hope not. Because I haven't done it before. The downside is you have to constantly pay for your policies and war taxes, but to be honest, it's worth those points to be able to have unlimited money, if you ask me. So you pick on someone that's going to be at war with you for a while, and for me that's Serbia. Just beat them up every now and then, and you win. Now the more over the force limit I go, the higher that's going to get. I'm using just light ships at the moment, which are too cheap, but I can use them to get my trading groove on to make more money, and then I can build more heavy ships. And heavy ships, as you know, have very large maintenance costs. So yeah, that's pretty good. Free ships. Jake, is this Genoa specific? Yes, the best that Venice can do is 95% off. If I was able to squeeze out an extra 5%, I was going to make a Venetian Sea stream, which would have featured this trick, but I could find no such way to do it. Jake, how did you calculate I get 116%? Well, I don't know what you're counting there. National idea, naval ideas, war taxes, diplomacy policy, military policy, and the trader faction for 103%. If there's another 13% out there, I'd be happy to know about it. I'll change my war taxes to January so it's easy to remember. Do it on the autosave. Jake, won't you get war exhaustion for Call to Peace? No, I won't, because I won't be winning at all. The ideal person to do this against is a little island nation somewhere, so I don't know if I can find some island nation to just pick on forevermore. Ceylon would be good, but I've already taken them. If I was thinking ahead, I would have left Malta, but it'll get in the way of my name when it stretches from ear to ear. But Serbia will do. As long as we don't auto peace, that would be embarrassing. The naval building, no. It would have to be something that reduces maintenance, as in global maintenance. And the Admiralty doesn't do that. So there you go, unlimited money. Yeah, we need more galleons on the go. Thankfully galleons don't increase in price for making. But their maintenance, yeah, making me money every month. Not a ton of money, but money is money. It's like an investment. For each one I build, I get more money. Or rather, for each one I build, I get more money on everything. So if it ends up costing me too much to build more light ships, just build more galleys. That'll increase the cost of each of my light ships. Yeah. Now, I want to raise war taxes in January so it's easier to remember. Jake, maintenance cost includes build costs. Yes, but for the purpose of overlapping it, it would actually work against me. They're not the same modifier. You can't get 55 maintenance cost and 55 build cost and get 110 reduction. They don't stack that way. Okay, there we go. January is the time to do war taxes. Making money. Doesn't look like a lot of money, but when I have, I don't know, like 10,000 ships, it's going to be a lot of money. And each of these trade ships will be able to help out the greater good. The greater good. Then again, I've told my trade ships to dock whilst at war, so I'll have to sort them out. Considering they certainly don't have to go home whilst at war right now. But then, when I go to another war, I will, so... Where did they even go, though? 10k ships, rest in peace, your frame rate. So it bothers me that I don't have much in Genoa. So I protect the trade in Genoa. Gee, that lag. That lag just to sort them by name. How can that be possible? So yeah, that snaps it shut by quite a bit. But I should really lay them thick on Sevilla. Make more money, make more ships, make more money, make more ships. Keep the conversions going. I can finally do Mecca at the slowest possible rate. Jake, what's up with the Hot Fuzz references today? I watched it last night in the in our movies and pizza party. Alright, I need to keep fighting you so that the war continues. That's why I want someone that can blockade. Blockade doesn't allow for white peace. Oh, what? Wow. Not ideal. By the time you've built 10,000 ships, the price for wood would be astronomical. Well, that isn't my problem, thankfully. In fact, it's very much not my problem. More ships, more money, more ships. One issue is the increasing war exhaustion, but then these are just minor issues you have to worry about when in the end, after getting 1 billion ships, we're looking at plenty of money. Okay, doesn't look like much, but as I say, the higher it goes, the more I get. It's a shame if I could get a much lower maintenance, much more... Let me try that again. If I get a much lower force limit, then it would make me a lot more money. Unfortunately, all the ideas that you take on the way to getting it increase force limit. It lags because you're winning. Okay. I must be winning pretty hard. Why don't you put 1k troops on Serbia? Ooh, I don't have that kind of money to give. I will in a couple of months. My troops are fighting like dirt. And that's how the boring trade game got real boring. Where's that? I don't want either of these. Rubbish. And of course, as I spread my influence with my 100 light ships, 100 million light ships, everywhere that I trade in, and I'm going to send them over here to the Caribbean, for example, it's going to vastly increase the amount of goods produced everywhere, which in turn gets me more trade, more money, more ships, more money, more trade. Good, we've got Imperial integrity back. That's quite important for us. I was hoping the island nation that I want to fight won't be in the Mediterranean though, since I want that. War tax isn't 38. One of the nice things is when you tech up, naval maintenance gets more expensive, but because I get minus that, I get more money for it being more expensive. So make it 5 now. To be honest, that's just not high enough. You need quite a bit of money initially to get this on the go, however. Gotland might work. Ooh, great, but they've probably lost their core by now. Yeah. It's been over 150 years and they've never spawned. I could take the province and let nationalists rise up. That means I'd have to get to war with you. You're allied with Poland. Well, I happen to have conquest on Poland. I happen to have had conquest on Poland. That's 38. Another investment of war taxes. Now, because our navy tradition is quite good, that should keep our traders fairly good here. Why does it say you're losing? Army tradition and positive stability should keep keep you in power. Well, let's keep those traders in power though. Next idea is going to have to be trade for more merchants. Now we get all our trade nodes grooves going. Why not attack Ryukyu, says Nochuk. The thing about Ryukyu is Japan would get a mission on it and they'd probably take advantage of us attacking them. It would have to be someone that no one else is going to get the mission on and get any funny ideas of attacking. Rule the seas. Well, that's going to happen anyway. So is it only light ships that become more expensive to build more of, whereas everything else doesn't? Looks like it. Yeah. Galleons make us the most money in terms of maintenance each. Like I said, it's tiny, but it will grow. Someone suggested I could release Norway in the Faroe Islands. Yeah, nobody would think to take that. However, I would need the supply limit to blockade it, and that's just out of my reach. Ooh, that's good. This isn't. I could take the Shetlands. Allied with Russia. Yeah. Great. So I get all my many merchants to throw my trade all the way over here, backed up with ships. There should be no real problem. So another rundown of things that I've got to get negative upkeep. Genoa's national tradition is 33% reduction in naval maintenance. You get 10% from naval ideas, which is somewhere. Here we go, naval maintenance minus 10%. So we're 43%. Another 20 for war taxes, which I've still got going until 40. That's 63%. 68% because of this one giving us 5%. Another 25% for the Recruitment Act. And the final 10% comes from the Traders faction that the new DLC so kindly gave to us. I'll have to pay the traders up every now and then, but too bad. Game just can't keep up with all these ships. AK547 says, Jake, is it worth it to spam war tax every 2 years? Because I imagine having this kind of fleet for 1 month without that would rip your economy apart. Yeah, it's pretty important to remember it every other January. Okay, you guys, protect our trade. I don't know where though. Somewhere that I don't have an overwhelming amount, like Sevilla. That won't be enough to really give me quite the edge. 76% isn't enough. However, it'll be plenty if I stick 10,000 ships there. Admin. Why does Jake always sound so satisfied, says Applechild. But Tandyman, ever the man to know what I'm thinking, says, because he's making dosh. And Jake loves dosh. It's good that Serbia keeps the sieges going for me. Because this war has to keep going with a battle or something every few years. We got Aleppo, Karaman, we need Tarabus and Rashid. Although it looks like the Mamluks are getting their land back. Although now that these guys are making me plenty of money from my boats, well, not exactly plenty of money from the boats just yet, but they will. We're only at double the force limit right now. Making 7, huh? Jake sure loves making money. Why are you continuing the war? I need war taxes in order for this trick to work. So every other January I need to remember to re-raise the war taxes. And if I forget, well, it won't rip my economy apart just yet, but if I have about 100,000 boats, it will most certainly ruin me. For every month I forget, I have to remember for 33 months. And that's quite a big deal. A new patch will come out tomorrow cancelling this. Funny joke. Gee, my troops really do fight like garbage. Gee, trade efficiency aplenty, thanks a lot. There we go, I'm satisfied that went off without a hitch. Yeah, I know Scotland doesn't need factions to do this with land maintenance, but hey, everyone knows about land maintenance. Naval maintenance is where hipsters get their jollies. So yeah, I'll lose war score because I don't have the target province, but I'll gain enough war score, hopefully, from just jeez, revolts everywhere. It's a bit daunting to look at, seeing all these navies scattered about. A bit ugly to look at and sore in the eyes. Jake, is this possible as the Dutch? This particular trick is only possible as Genoa because of their national ambition. Cao Cao never let slander get in the way of his ambition. I won't either. Jossie says, Jake, do you play multiplayer U4? Yeah, I just played one the other day. It was pretty good. Also, there we go, I missed a month. And for that, yeah, incurring fairly large costs. In fact, why even separate you guys anymore? Did you consider Genoa out of your 3 options for the tasty cheese? Yes, I did. I wanted to do Ragusa, I really did, but when you could do this with Genoa, there's not much competition. What do I have? Alas! An easy way to just increase the number of ships, just to spam galleys, since they're so quick to build. But you don't actually make much money back on the galleys themselves, just on the fact that they raise the amount of ships you have, therefore making each ship cost more. Galleons take forever to build. They got the exact opposite issue. I still do want to make the best trade node in Sevilla. And it's good to know that I can smack away Castile just with pretty much these provinces. So follow the money. All ends up in Sevilla. I could definitely benefit from getting a Western European trade node. And a bit more in Ragusa. Timbuktu is a slight issue, so we're going to build up a trading post right there. Really get all these bonuses working together for us. This is going fine, no one collects here. Now it happens here, it all goes round. Zanzibar mostly goes round. I'm going to need a lot of power in the Gulf of Aden and Ceylon. But hey, that's why we're building ships. In fact, let's grab all these ships, tell them to go there. Except for you and you. This is a good way to clear these out. Will you end the war and start a new one, Jake? I will if I have to. Oh, now hold on. What were you doing previous? I think you were in Genoa. Gee, the game lags hard. And the 60 heavies will keep them safe, which is probably what I'll do for all my trade fleets. Hop to it, guys. Some hardy seamen will help you out. What will the Spanish people say when they see Genoa's 500 trade ships? They'll say, those guys can't fight to save their lives on the land. Oh, he expects me to give him stuff because I'm... Well, looks like I've just got to beat him in a few more battles. Keeps the war ticking over. Which lag is worse, Jake? Ryukyu and her rebels or Genoa and her fleet? Oh, Ryukyu and her rebels, no doubt. At least isn't breaking my game for 20 minutes. Now on top of this, I need to really consider how I'm going to siphon the trade nodes around here. I need more merchants is what it is. A lot more merchants. But I can get 22 of them, I believe. I will need trade ideas for that, of course. And there are still a few trade companies I've yet to sort out. The Indonesian, Indo-Chinese, East Indian, and all the Chinese charters. Someone says it isn't yet breaking my game for that amount of time. I'm sure it's working on it. Okay, what do I build? More galleys? I think my lack of ability to transport my troops is hurting me, but I really want more frigates. Gotta get my trade groove on, you know? But when these things start costing me more than my galleons, then I've got something to worry about. More ships, more shackles. God, I love making money in games. I wish there was more games that just focused on making money, like Patrician. It's just a shame that Patrician has just so many awful things to it. Hey, it's really helpful if you board your ship with lots of sailors. Let's make it so you have to click every time you get 4 sailors. And you end up hiring sailors by the thousands! What were they thinking? It's just merchants. So I wonder how would I explain this? Am I taxing people for their ships? Is that what it is? Oh, hilariously, the higher my inflation, the more money I make off of this fleet maintenance. Just in time. 16 ducats. 16 ducats and a bit more. Alright, we got trading in coffee thanks to our enormous fleet. Really sucking Gulf of Aden dry. Gotta get it all over to Sevilla. Yeah, wouldn't it be better to send it to Safi? I know it's not going to increase it by trade more, but at least 100% of it ends up in Sevilla. Where I can then take my 86% share of it. Also, don't know what you're getting so cocky about. Yeah, that'll be why. You're able to run away. Winterwolf 13, hello. And before Jake has more ships and people in his country. Right, it's good when he goes to Zeta. That gives me a chance to chase him down. I just need to beat him in a few wars to keep the war score fairly level. Although really, I just need to snipe his troops as he makes them here. Jake, is this the longest stream you've ever had? Yep, and it's not even done. It's only 10:15. Gotta snipe that war score wherever we can. Okay, 20 ducats off of ships now. It's only been a few years. God, I love seeing that money go up. January soon, Jake. Yeah, but it's now February because I missed a month. I'd much rather be doing it in January. Keeping those traders in power is pretty important. And also it's good to get my diplomatic tech up because, for example, the next one, well, I'll show you on the next dip tech how it increases the cost. Winterwolf asks where I'm from. Why, are you asking me out on a date? Usually introduce yourself first. Who you are, what you do, why I should be interested in going home to you for some coffee, not coffee. But I'm from Edinburgh, in Scotland. Tonka's gotta go, so long. Nice having you around watching this boring trade stream. I need more ducats. To be honest, I don't really like this exploit much. I don't like exploits that are country specific. I mean, it'd be fine if it was religion specific or somehow culture specific. But this one requires you to play as Genoa. That I don't like. Maybe you could get something similar with the natives, using Native Council. I'm asked why I don't have 99% in Sevilla. I don't have 99% yet, but I will. Getting a full 100 would be nigh on impossible. I'll do the best I can. Also, Tunis is fairly revolting. Am I converting it? Yeah, that's exactly it. Somebody's reminding me to get my Ottoman claims. Gee, well, looks like Kara's getting their Ottoman claims. What was the other one? I think it was Sidon. I'll need to launch one last crusade against you, and I'll be able to holy war you into the dust. Oh, I lost my claim on Aleppo again? Well, I'll have to take care of that. Didn't I have any traders? No, I don't have any traders over there. So I should kind of work backwards here, sending them further and further back so I can siphon more trade along here. Only having 3/4 of the Gulf of Aden isn't too great. It'll probably work out better if I transfer my trade from here. And then get a whole bunch of ships over in Ceylon. Like, for example, all of these ships. With plenty of heavies to back them up. What fun. Exactly, what fun. It's more like a satisfaction. So whilst it's clear that Castile can just slap me silly, we'll see who does the slapping when money is no longer an object. It'll probably still be them, but they'll have a lot more booty to slap. And soon their hands will get tired. Please protect my trade. Intervention. Now I know it sounds like I live under the stairs, but it's not. It's probably not what your head would conjure up in an image. Let's get Ceylon going. This is a Euro truck free fuel exploit reimagined, isn't it? Okay, we're almost at the next tech here, and Tech 19 will even the playing field against our inevitable battle with you, which is good for me. Still fabricating claims there. Highlanders. Don't care if others are better. I gotta go for the Highlanders. Okay, so this increases naval maintenance by 25%. But since it works in the opposite direction, it goes from being 28 buckets, 2858, to 35 ducats. That's how big it is. That's why I want to stay ahead of the game in terms of tech. And that again, it doubles up with the going above my force limit. If I could find some way to severely reduce my force limit, I would love to. I could remove my trading companies, but then I would run the risk of losing my bonuses, which is a little unfortunate. Yeah, the buildings hurt me as well. I actually don't want to have naval buildings because they increase my force limit. In fact, hold on. Naval force limit from buildings 68. But that gets essentially doubled because of everything. So if I removed all my naval buildings, no, it would be the shipyards I would have to lose. Okay, seems a lot of people weren't keen on building shipyards. Where am I getting this from? Buildings then? You there. Hmm? You, oh, okay, well we can't destroy them. I could lose them and reconquer them, but that wouldn't work out too well. Jake, how do you do the negative land maintenance trick with Scotland? Defensive economic quality in Scottish only adds up to -55. Trading and salt is 10%, the advisor is 10%. I wrote them all down somewhere, but that evades me. Right, Makassar. I don't really want to dedicate the troops over to you. But I know I can't take them down if they revolt. Well, no, I could ship you folks over. Didn't I have a bunch of heavies around here? No, that's not right. Where's my fleet? Here. Oh, that's right, I moved you over here because I had you who needs to conquer down here. But why even use you when I could use them once these places have stabilized? Which they all have, except for Mecca. Who I'm sure will see the light. Nightall and Jake. Good night, Doctor. Oh wow, you got me. Little going on, but just gathering my shackles. Is there anything more a prominent trader could ask for? Let's see. Yeah, he could ask to remember his war taxes from time to time. Okay, right, that's an example of what happens when I miss it for a month. Because I didn't leave enough military points to enable war taxes again. Yeah, I get the feeling that's what's going to kill me more than anything else. So it goes from 225 to much better. Jake has a man moved its capital. Yeah, I still need to take Muscat, don't I? I'll get that in the next Ottoman War. Ah, Kara took Aleppo. And I'm going to need that eventually. Well, you know what? I'm pretty pooped from Europa. I'm going to finish this off some other time. Since the trick's already been done, I wonder if I will stream the rest of it or if I'll play some privately. I'm not sure. You'll probably tell me to stream it, but as usual, it just depends how I feel. I'm going to finish up with this and go to bed. I think I'll stream some more tomorrow. Thanks for everyone who's joined us. That has been, maybe not fun's the word, but it's been satisfying. I love games where I just make loads of money. But I've been doing this all day. Jeez, what a waste of a day. Anyway, off to bed. Thank you very much. See you later, and just don't settle for greyskin. And especially don't ask me to settle for greyskin. That's just insulting.